Mm.
Not prepared at all, you guys,
No.
but I'm super excited about Miriam's house. Really excited about it. We've been talking about
We
that for like
talked about nothing in our pre-show
but
preparation.
really, really excited about Mock's house. I'm really excited about it, you guys. Really prepared for that. Okay, you guys make sure that you go check out our Facebook Insiders and our locals groups if you haven't done that, because those are your people. Seriously,
They
I'm
are
not
your
lying.
people.
When we say that, those are like your places, your people. You need to check those organizations. They're not organizations. Those places. Those
Those communities.
Thank you. Those I need more of this. This is my cup. See my cute little cup today?
And both of the oh my God, I love it. Both
you?
of those communities are like chicken soup for the soul.
So good. Yes, they are. Also, you need to visit knowyourradio.com. So you need to go to know your risk radio. I need to get it together this morning. Go to knowyourriskradio.com or call 866-779-RISK and get a free copy of Common Sense Investing from Bulwark.
That's from Bulwark.
Bulwark. Our friend Zach at Bulwark. I'm gonna get it together. Okay, just give me like 2 minutes, and my mouth will connect with my brain at some point. I just need a little bit more of this. I haven't had nearly enough of this because Mock and I have been talking about her house. You guys, very excited about her house.
Well, and talking about the fact that I had to order a cap and gown for my son yesterday.
I got a little emotional about that. Yeah, I got a little emotional about that, you guys.
Just
not ready. I'm not
right
ready.
now?
I'm more emotional, I think, than she is, and I didn't birth him. It's crazy.
Well, can I show? No, I probably can't. Can
Why?
I? Yeah. Can I show? Like, how do I show your contact? How do I show what comes up? Oh no, it just changed.
Oh no, you got to show the picture of me and him when he was 2.
Did you like update your picture or something on your contact?
Well, because my phone updated. Oh
okay.
No. Oh
wait,
no, did it
change?
You see that? Yes.
It's blurry.
Can you guys see it? Can you guys see me and Jackson?
That is what 2? I see when she calls me.
God.
Can you even, you guys? I mean, can you even?
Can you guys see that?
Cannot. Oh my God.
Not only was I super young, but he also was super young. That was a long time ago. That was 16 years ago. Is that right? Yeah. 16 years ago.
I mean, oh God.
So cute.
All right.
Both of us are so cute. Okay, we're gonna get together. We're gonna get together.
Okay. We do have some things to discuss before we get into videos. And then I think this is going to be, I know we didn't have a chance to talk about any of it, but I think I think it's going to be a good show.
They're always good shows. Are you kidding?
Yes, I think it's going to be an exceptionally good show. We do need to talk before we get to the video portion of the show about the fact that if you have not already planned on watching the big DeSantis-Newsom debate that's happening on the Sean Hannity show tonight, that's happening tonight on the Sean Hannity show.
I'm watching. Mock may be in bed, but I'm watching.
Well, for some reason, I woke up like just wide ass awake at 2:00 in the morning, and I just couldn't go back to sleep. So I don't know if I'm going to make it until 9:00 Eastern. That's a long time to be awake.
I'm your huckleberry. I'll do it.
So I'm going to try. I just can't make any promises, but everybody, maybe you'll want to watch that.
Yeah.
So some people are saying this is a complete waste of time. Some people are saying, no, this is a great way to showcase Democrat states versus Republican states and how they differ and why Florida is so successful. There are also some people saying Gavin is going to smoke DeSantis because of how sleazy and slimy and good at this sort of thing he is.
He's a greasy weasel.
He's a greasy weasel.
He's a greasy weasel, and he is so good at talking. And there's a part of me I'm a little worried. I'm a little bit worried just because he's so good at the politicking.
Yeah. He's really good at it.
Yeah, and DeSantis is really good at governing. And
very good at governing.
Yeah, he's really, really good at governing, and Newsom is good at talking.
Yeah, and just like wheeling, dealing, and just lying and just making up numbers and sounding really, really smart about it.
How do you think he got in Kimberly Guilfoyle's pants, you guys? Seriously.
Did you see that on Twitter the other day? The old video of him admitting to cheating on her came out. Did you
Oh
see that
my God.
video? Like way
No.
back in the day where a reporter was like, "Hey, did you do that?" And he like had to say to
He's
everybody,
like,
"It's true.
it's
I've
true.
let everybody down, blah, blah, blah." He's so gross.
Yeah.
Right?
And then the reporter was like, it's okay. We love you. We forgive you. Because by the end of the interview,
Right.
he had snowed the reporter probably so hard. God, that
He
guy,
probably had a dinner date
greasy
with
weasel.
him. Greasy weasel.
So greasy.
Yeah. Also, Henry Kissinger, former Secretary of State, foreign policy guru, has died at the age of 100 years old.
Okay, so I have a quote from him. You guys want to hear a quote
Tell.
from him? Every civilization that has ever existed has ultimately collapsed. History is a tale of efforts that failed or aspirations that weren't realized. So, as a historian, one has to live with a sense of the inevitability of tragedy. I know it's a little bit of a downer, but
Yeah, that's
sorry.
uplifting.
But that was one of his quotes. I feel like we're kind of living that right now.
I mean, it does sort of feel very doom and gloomy at the moment. I
Right.
will say within just he's been very active up until the end. And in fact, just a couple months ago, he was weighing in on this whole Israel, like when the Israel Hamas war broke out, when Hamas did all the terrorism, he actually made a comment about how too many European countries have let in people of different religions, is how he referred to them. And it's ruined Europe. And, imagine Trump saying that and getting completely like vilified for racism. But Henry Kissinger said it, and it's right. It's absolutely right.
Yeah,
You can see what's happened to London. You can see what's happened to Sweden. I mean,
yeah.
he's not wrong.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Not wrong.
Diversity is our strength.
Really?
Really? Is it? Is that our strength? Okay.
Not so much.
Okay.
And then also Biden sent out an email to 813,000 people yesterday to tell them, "Hey, congrats. I just canceled all of your student loan debt."
He did that.
He did that. And in
Yeah.
fact, there in the email, apparently Axios reported this. The email includes a line that says, "Hey, make sure that you share how this has helped you far and wide. Like share your stories about how this student loan forgiveness has helped you and helped your life." So he's he's doing the pre-election push to try to get as much favor with young people. Yeah, he's exactly.
He's bribing people. He's bribing stupid people, stupid, lazy people. He's bribing them. So do we retroactively get our stuff paid for? Like our college education's paid? Because I paid for my own I'd like to have my master's paid for, my useless master's degree paid for. I'd like to have that paid for. You guys want to pay for that? Useless. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, by the way, the student loan forgiveness that he has engaged in thus far has cost all of us $127 billion. And we're probably still going to pay. I hope that the lawsuits continue, because at some point this will probably go through an appeals court. Maybe it'll reach the Supreme Court again, who already told him he cannot be doing this, but he keeps finding these backdoor ways of being able to do it. And I guess we just all tolerate that now, because congressional Republicans certainly aren't doing anything about it. They're very, very busy censuring one another and threatening expulsion and doing all these other things. They're not actually working.
No, they're not doing jack squat.
They're not doing the jack or the squat right now. And then just one little interesting tidbit that was, of course, on the Daily Mail, from whence all good things come.
Right.
And that is that apparently there is a new fetish that is taking hold of a lot of liberals right now. And the version of this fetish is political humiliation. So there are like women apparently who are into the whole BDSM thing, and they're dominatrices. Is that how you say it?
I believe that's the plural. Yes.
Okay. So like a single woman is a dominatrix, right? And so people who are into that like dominatrices because they punish them, right?
Right.
So this version of this BDSM thing apparently is political humiliation, where these liberals pay women to punish them into voting for Daddy Trump. To which I say, capitalism,
Okay.
baby.
Okay. All right.
It's so ridiculous. They want to be punished. And then these women are making like six figures punishing these men and saying, who's your daddy? And they have to say Trump, or they get like a spanking or whatever. I mean,
Oh
these
my
people are
God.
insane.
God,
Liberals
they
are
are.
lunatics.
And liberalism is a true mental disease, isn't it?
Isn't
And
it
it
crazy?
really,
Like,
really
that's the thing.
is. God, that is the thing. These
That's the thing.
people are just absolute perverts.
I know. I
But
just love it.
I'm all for it. If it gets
I
them to vote
know.
red, what do we care? I don't care. And Kim's like, sign me up. I'll do it. I'll whip these people if they vote red. Who cares? Six figures?
But you might have to wear like a nipple clamp or something while you do it. So I don't know that
Really?
you want to.
I don't. That could be. That could be a little painful. But if you have to wear a little leather, who cares? Some of us wear leather anyway.
Collar.
Whatever. Whatever.
You guys, I know we've been talking a lot about all the amazing deals that our sponsors have been giving you all this holiday season, but let's not forget that there are also deals for
Oh my gosh, it's the dogs.
So Rough Greens, don't forget, Rough Greens is the green powder that you can sprinkle on to your dog's dead, dry dog food and bring it to life. This is courtesy of naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, who is the founder of Rough Greens and is committed wholeheartedly for his whole life to making your dog live its longest and bestest life. So Rough Greens, used daily. It's got the essential vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and digestive enzymes that your dog needs. It's got the omega oils that your dogs need. They love the taste, so that makes it even easier. So you're basically giving your dog a supplement that they need, because their dry food isn't giving them everything that they need. You're giving your dog a supplement that they really, really crave and love and start to really get demanding about sometimes even. And so if you go to roughchicks.com, and not that kind of rough, you guys, I know we were just talking about BDSM, but it's not that kind of rough. It's RUFF chicks.com. You can get a free Jumpstart trial bag to see if your dog likes it, which I guarantee your dog will. And all you have to do is cover shipping. So it's RUFFchicks.com to try out Rough Greens with your own canine. And they're going to love it. And then you're going to have to order more, and they're going to love you for it, and they're going to live longer.
Love it. Mm-hmm.
I mean, who doesn't want their dogs to live forever, really? It won't guarantee that, but it will guarantee that your dog will live its longest, bestest life. Okay, so now let's get into some things. Things are not good in Bidenomics. I don't think normal people need to be told that. Like, we're all buying things, right? Like, you all have to fill your tank, you all have to buy food, you have to do these things. And so you can tell that things cost still a whole bunch more than they did back in the before times.
You should be able to tell that. Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
But there are people who like apparently want you to believe that Bidenomics is working. The numbers don't lie. And here is a little report about those very numbers.
Well, the cost of living squeeze, how far does your money go? Well, it requires $119.27 to buy the same household goods and services as you could with just $100 before the pandemic. Let's take a look at some of the prices under President Biden. You can see here, natural gas, that's up 29%, groceries up 25%, those used cars higher in price by 35%, electricity up 25%. Of course, the troubling trend here, guys, these are all necessities.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. So $11,400 every year is what it's gone up for the just a regular household. Okay, that's a lot of freaking money, you guys.
Has anybody gotten an $11,400 raise in 1 year?
Yeah, raise your hand,
because that's not a typical raise.
Most of us have seen a hit. You know, a lot of us have seen a hit in our salaries, or it's just stayed stagnant, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is, I mean, almost $12,000. That's a lot of freaking money.
And then just to afford what you were able to afford back in 2020.
Right. And some people have lost their jobs. So, I mean, this is, it's staggering. I don't know how Democrats can explain their way out of this. This is why you hear just silence from the people who voted for Biden.
Or lies.
Yeah, exactly. Or lies. They're trying to spin it. But I mean, think of your friends who voted for Biden, and they're just all of a sudden, they were like so excited to vote for Biden. They were just like, oh my God, no more mean tweets, no more mean tweets. And now it's just, am I the only one? It's just crickets, like on your Facebook profile. Everybody's just like crickets about this.
They're like, but unemployment is good.
Is
Yeah, it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Things are not good. And meanwhile, the president touring some manufacturing energy plant, I think yesterday, he's so weird, you guys, that he's next to this giant, and I don't know what it is. It's like some giant thing. Clearly, Biden doesn't know what it is either. So he tells this guy that his Marine has the codes that can blow up the world.
Oh my God.
This actually happened. Watch. I'm not making it up. It's a thing. Just wait.
This is Nick. Hey, Nick. This is Nick Buddy. Now look, my Marine carries that. It has a code to blow up the world.
Oh my God.
That doesn't. This is not nuclear weapons, is it? All right. Okay.
He's against the
It's our crane up.
Somebody put Grandpa back in the home. Just put him right back in the home and give him his meds and help him go back to sleep. You guys.
Why would you say that?
Because he doesn't know. I don't think at this point he doesn't know what he's saying. No clue. He reads from cue cards and teleprompters, and then when he's away from cue cards and teleprompters, he has no clue what he's saying. There's no way this guy can do another 4 years. No way.
No way.
Enter Greasy Weasel.
Well, but first, what do we do about Kamala? Because she's next in line, right? And so she was asked at this New York Times summit, where we've got a lot of clips to get to, also from Elon Musk at the same summit, which were highly explosive. But first, we'll get Kamala out of the way. She was asked about Biden's age. And she wants you to know that it is so much more than just a number.
To the point, because it is a point that has been made. First of all, I would say that age is more than a chronological fact.
Oh my God, no.
I spent a whole lot of time with our president, be it in the Oval Office or the Situation Room and in other places. And I can tell you, as I just mentioned, not only is he absolutely authoritative in rooms around the globe, but in the Oval Office, meeting with members of Congress, meeting with leaders in industry, meeting with community leaders, I will tell you that he is in front of, often, everyone in the room in terms of thinking about how we can resolve issues, negotiate in a way that is about concession where necessary, but for the sake of accomplishment and actual work.
Oh my God.
So mad.
She was about to be like, the passage of his time is not as significant as the passage of another person's time's significantly.
Oh my, I don't think she ever gets through any kind of answer to any question ever without saying in terms of several times.
Yeah.
That's her, what is it? It's not a tick.
It's like
her,
a crutch.
like, yeah,
It's
that's her crutch.
It's her crutch. And that guy, that guy is just sitting across from her going, you are so full of crap, lady. You're just so, he's thinking it. And no one ever pushes back on these people, but he's thinking it. Good
He
Lord.
has to be. And then he tried very, very hard to get her to answer the question, what does she think should be done about TikTok? Because, there's obviously lots and lots of concern about TikTok. So he very directly asked her, should we ban it? What should we do? He tries. He really does try. Here's what happened.
What should happen to TikTok?
Well, I'll step back for a moment and say that one of the things that should keep all of us up at night is the level of mis and disinformation that is rampant and has been facilitated in a most extreme way by social media. There's no question about that. I was a member of the United States Senate when I was for 4 years. My favorite committee, I served on the Senate Intelligence Committee, where we would meet in a skiff in a bipartisan way. One of the reasons it was my favorite is because when we walked in there People just took off, no cameras, no public. People took off their jackets, rolled up their sleeves, and we were just Americans, not Democrats or Republicans. When I was on that committee, we investigated Russia's interference in the 2016 election.
What the hell is she
And then
talking
we
about?
declassified our findings. And it's available for anyone here to read who's interested. Russia interfered in the 2016 election.
What the hell is she
targeting specific groups of Americans with dis and misinformation, with an intention to undermine the American people's confidence in our institutions, including our electoral.
That was with American-owned social media
And
platforms.
that was 2016, which
Right.
was a lifetime ago in technology. By the way, as an example of that, most of the method was by text, literally words and letters.
So, but do you believe that a
versus
Chinese,
images and
do you believe
audio.
a Chinese-owned social media platform, which virtually everybody in the country is now looking at on a daily basis, if not an hourly basis, needs to be regulated, or in some states, as you know, they're trying to ban it completely?
I think we should take very seriously the fact that not only individuals but nation states take very significant
China is doing
measures to undermine the democracy of the United States of America, and it is incumbent on us, with one of the highest, if not the most important priority being national security, to take seriously any attempts to undermine our security as a nation. Period.
Period. You never answered the question.
Oh my God. How can you live with that woman? It's like, what do you want to eat for dinner tonight, Kamala? And she probably.
Well, let's just step back for a second.
And then she answers in a 2-hour answer. Oh my God. I would stab myself in the ears. I could not deal with her. Good Lord. Like that's
that
so
was
annoying.
something.
So she basically went on like this huge tirade of an answer of how destructive Russia was, right? Or how she perceived them being in the 2016 election, which wasn't what she was supposed to answer, because she's supposed to be answering about TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'm not going to answer about TikTok. When China is literally, they're spying on us through TikTok. They're absolutely spying on us. In fact, Kristi Noem was on, I think it was Hannity last night. I watched her being interviewed, and he asked her about that, and she flat out blatantly just said, of course they're spying on us through TikTok. Now, do I believe that it should be banned? No, I don't, because I think it's a. I think
is that what she said, or is this what you're saying?
I'm saying that it should be banned. He didn't ask her if it should be banned. At least I don't think that he asked her that directly. She doesn't like it. I think a lot of people on our side of the aisle, a lot of politicians, including Nikki Haley.
Right.
I mean, we've
obviously
seen that, obviously. Like a lot of politicians on our side of the aisle do not like it, and they want it to be banned. They want it to be banned at least at the government level. And then with us, I think they want to ban it too. I don't know about getting into the business of banning TikTok with the masses. I don't like it. Do I use it myself? No. Do I allow my child to use it? No. I don't like it.
I use it.
I know you do. I honestly, I think it's like a personal decision. If you want to use it, fine. I don't use it because I do think that they're spying on us. I think it's obvious what they're doing with it. I just don't.
Well, hopefully
use it.
everybody knows it's obvious what I'm doing with it, which is to try to spread joy.
Mock's taking one for the team, and she's like putting husky videos up for you guys every single day. You're welcome. Yeah.
So speaking of the Biden administration, we also need to point out they are all in on EVs, electric vehicles. That's their thing. They're creating all these regulations and demanding that auto manufacturers conform and sell all these EVs and only EVs exclusively by who knows what date. The restrictions and regulations are out of control. And now these auto manufacturers are starting to push back, which is actually really, really good news because that industry is kind of a racket, to put it mildly. And so here is a little news clip about that.
The political push to force you to buy an electric car in many states hitting another little bit of a speed bump. In fact, thousands of auto dealers are now calling for President Biden to, quote, tap the brakes on the unrealistic government electric vehicle mandate. Their words. With us tonight is one of those dealership owners, the owner of Celebrity Motor Cars, Tom Maioli. Tom, this isn't like you and a couple other people, right? I mean, this is a lot of car dealers writing this letter to the White House.
Yes, good to see you. This is thousands. This is thousands of dealerships that represent multiple brands, not just one brand, domestic, international brands, and all across the board. And this is basically the voice of the consumer. This is not the dealer. This is the voice of the consumer. And what's happening is the manufacturer is being forced to produce these EVs. They're shipping them to the dealerships and they're backing up on the lots. Our average day supply pre-COVID was 60 to 90 days supply of inventory. During COVID, it was less than 30 because of the supply chain issues. We're now backed up to 12 months with EVs. Consumers don't want them. They're not buying them.
They don't want them.
Yeah, I mean, do you want one? I don't want one. I want, like I said yesterday, I want like a 78 or 88 Cutlass Supreme. It's like I'm so sick of all these. And not only that, but are mandates constitutional? And shouldn't this be something that our side of the aisle, to your point earlier about our side of the aisle not doing jack squat right now, except for screaming at each other? I mean, is this constitutional? And aren't we the party of the Constitution? I mean, shouldn't we be fighting back against this kind of stuff? We're the Freedom Party, right? Shouldn't we be talking more about freedom and from mandates and things like this? I mean, we're the common sense party. Shouldn't we be talking about common sense? I mean, we should be the ones who are speaking out against this kind of stuff. And I just don't see a whole lot of people doing that on our side of the aisle. We're just busying ourselves with the wrong things right now.
Well, I mean, I guess leave it to people like auto manufacturers to put the pressure on Biden to say, hey, you're hurting us.
Yeah.
You are killing our industry. So back off, because Congress isn't doing it. I mean, they're just like, let's investigate, and not actually do anything or not actually pass anything. So,
and let the free market do what the free market does. If people want these cars, then people are going to buy them. I mean, there will be
a demand for them, not a forced demand.
Exactly. We see Teslas, driving around here a lot, not a ton, but we see more of them driving around here than we did when I lived in Indiana, because we live near Austin, it's like,
right.
And it's like
near Tesla, right?
Right. This is the land of Teslas. Mm-hmm. So it's like, we see a lot more of them around here. And so there's more of a demand out here for Teslas because I feel like this is the simple solution. It's the free market, man. It's the free market, stupid. Let it do its thing. That's America. I've always felt like that's the way it should be in America. Let the free market do its thing. And just keep government out of it.
Right.
Just keep your dirty hands.
Regulate.
Yeah. Keep your dirty hands out of it. And the free market will do what it does best. And people will buy it or they're not going to buy it, and just see how that goes. And usually it ends up working out.
We've had a lot of discussions. There are lots and lots of discussions happening about what is going to happen in 2024. Is Biden going to be the guy, or are they somehow going to get Gavin in there? And they also speculated about this on the Joe Rogan show, because it is the Joe Rogan show. Obviously, this probably goes without saying, but hide your kids, hide your wives, because there's a lot of the words. Joe Rogan uses the words. But here he is with a guest talking about what he thinks is going to happen.
What's going to happen in the next election? I mean, is Biden even going to be able to run?
I think at this point they kind of have to run him, unless he dies. We have 1 year now. We're in November. We're in late November. We have less than a year. Like, what are they going to do? I mean, you could look, if Biden died tomorrow, and then what do they do with Kamala Harris? They're going to put her on the moon? Like, what are they going to do? She's the vice president. So if he dies, she becomes the president, which is fucking wild when you hear that lady talk.
Well, what if like Biden says, like in, I don't know, May, he says, I'm just not feeling up to it. And then they say Kamala's now the president. She's the first female president. And then she steps down at the convention, and they said, well, let's give it to Newsom. I mean, do you think that's a plausible scenario?
Is possible, but it would be a real problem for people that are Kamala Harris supporters, and believe it or not, they exist.
Who are those? Who?
Yeah, but I'm sure the Democratic Party is just like calculating how
they have to be.
How big is this, and what's the thing?
I think they have fucking no cards, and they're looking at this game, and I don't know. I think they're depending upon party loyalty. And they're depending upon Trump getting convicted and arrested. I mean, and imprisoned rather. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't think it is. It doesn't seem to. It just seems like it's a bunch of trumped up charges. No pun intended.
Yeah.
I think he's right about the party loyalty because they always will have that more so than we do because we're all a bunch of middle school girls. Sure. We are middle school girls, man, all in our cliques and we're just ridiculous. But they've got the party loyalty. But I do agree with the dude. I don't know who that dude was, muscle dude.
I don't either.
He gray shirted muscle dude. And when he says, I think they're going to slip in, greasy weasel at the last minute. But with that party loyalty, I think after the nomination, they can, he's going to be like, I can't do it, like physically can't do it. And then I don't know, the Kamala thing, they'll figure something out. They always do.
That's the wild card is how they manage her because can you they talked about her stepping aside. What would make her step aside? She wants this more than anything.
Behind closed doors, they'll give her some sort of deal. They'll talk to her. They figure it out. Those people do it. And then they're all team players. They are just team players. And this is what they do, Mock. And they'll talk to her. They'll figure something out and she'll come out smiling and supporting him. And it just, and it's not like she's not going to get paid the rest of her life and live a cush life forever and ever. Amen. I mean, her life is set. She'll write all the books and she'll live in nice houses and, it will pay her forever and ever. So her life is completely set.
Oh my gosh. It's true though. There is only a year left and that is not a whole lot of time. Yeah. So this is going to be a very, very interesting year indeed. We've talked about deals. We've talked about our sponsors and all the good deals that they're offering right now. Birch Gold is no exception. They have a special right now through December 22nd. I'm going to read it to you because this is a really good one. They say for every $5,000 that you spend with Birch Gold, and they mean spend in terms of like maybe you have an IRA that you would like to transfer in to a precious metals IRA. So for every $5,000 you spend with Birch Gold, they will send you a 1 ounce silver eagle coin for free. That's silver you can hold and keep and store in your safe, physical silver. And all you need to do to claim eligibility for that is to just text the word chicks to 989898. You could theoretically give that silver coin to someone as a gift, or you can keep it for yourself. It's totally up to you, but that would be quite the stocking stuffer.
Yeah, it would.
I must say. Mm-hmm. So, text chicks to 989898. That'll claim your eligibility to get that free 1 ounce silver eagle coin. It will also get you that free information kit that tells you all the things that you need to know about investing in precious metals with the best people to do it with, and that is Birch Gold. So once again, great deals from our sponsors. And I'm so behind on thanking people. Excuse me. Alexandra, thank you. She says, I read online that millennials and Gen Z need $3 million to retire due to how astronomically expensive everything has gotten. $3 million?
Oh my God. What about, did you say Gen Xers? Because I don't have
millennials and Gen Z.
Okay. So hopefully I'll be dead before then. I don't have that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, thank God we're never retiring.
Yeah, we're never ever going to retire, you guys. We're going to do this until the day we die. Yeah.
$3 million?
Oh my God.
Nobody is going to retire.
No
ever.
one. Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Shelly, thank you. Shelly says Senate Intelligence Committee. Isn't that an oxymoron? She is proof. Yeah, because Kamala was like, this is my favorite committee. The Senate Intelligence Committee was my favorite.
What? Like it's hard? Oh my God.
And thank you, Reba Henry. Reba says, whiny little voice Kamala needs to answer the question. She won't. She can't. She doesn't know how.
And people were like, oh my God, she's going to write a book. Y'all, she would have it ghostwritten. They don't ever write their own books. We're the only people who wrote our own book. Come on. No one writes their own books.
Write his own book.
Who did it?
Trump. He didn't write his own book.
No one does. I mean, after we wrote our book, we were like, why did we write that? No one ever... We should have paid somebody. We should have seriously. Why did we do that?
It was hard.
It was so hard
work.
It was fantastic. That's why we're never going to write we're never going to write another book again. Cause it's like, you don't make any money writing books and then you have to actually do it.
And it is hard.
It's hard.
It's really, really hard.
Exactly.
Okay, the reason for my name today, and this is probably going to be my favorite part of the show. So Elon Musk also appeared at that New York Times summit thing with Andrew Sorkin, and he had some moments. I recommend highly watching the entire interview. Just have a few clips to share, and then when I watched the larger interview, because I'm going to share my screen at one point to show you guys this one moment that was like really dark during that interview. But before we even get to that, the way that this kicks off is Andrew Sorkin asking about his recent trip to Israel, because there are some accusations now that since Elon Musk is being called an anti-Semite, that he went to Israel as a somehow to go on an apology tour, which is nonsense. Okay. So Andrew Sorkin asked him about that. And obviously all these advertisers have left Twitter because of comments that they think Elon made that are anti-Semitic. The whole thing is nonsense. Elon has zero, and I mean zero, patience for all of this, which you will see very, very quickly.
You're clarifying this now, but there's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger today.
I hope they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go fuck yourself.
Look at Andrew.
But go fuck yourself. Is that clear?
I just love it so much.
I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
He was.
Well, let me ask you then.
Was he in the audience?
That's how I feel. Don't advertise.
How do you think then about the economics of X? If part of the underlying model, at least today, and maybe it needs to shift, maybe the answer is it needs to shift away from advertising. If you believe that this is the one part of your business where you will be beholden to those who have this view, what do you do?
F-Y.
I understand that, but there's a reality too, right?
Oh, God, I love it.
Yes. No.
I mean, Linda Yaccarino's right here, and she's got to sell advertising.
Absolutely. So, totally. No. Actually, what this advertising boycott is going to do? It's going to kill the company.
And do you think that
and the whole world will know that those advertisers killed the company, and we will document it in great detail.
But those advertisers, I imagine, are going to say, we didn't kill the company.
Oh yeah.
They're going to say,
tell it to Earth.
But they're going to say, Elon, that you killed the company because you said these things, and that they were inappropriate things, and that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform, right? That's what they're going to say.
And let's see how Earth responds to that.
I mean,
oh my God,
it's called integrity, man.
And he
has
got
it. He's got it.
Yeah.
He's got it. He's not going to sell out. And I love that about him. I really, really do.
But it does make me worry, because he's basically saying this will kill the company.
It will kill the company.
So that's not good, because this is the only platform like it. And so that's terrifying a little bit. And I don't know what the company's going to do in response, or what but at that point, if that is the attitude, if they are committed to free speech and they need to raise the subscription, I'm down.
I'll pay it. More. We'll totally pay it. Yeah, we'll pay it. It absolutely is worth it. And I hope everybody out there is, won't complain about it either if it goes up. If this is the last place that we can speak freely, which is pathetic in the United States of America. How pathetic is that? Oh my God.
He was also asked about the election and who he would vote for in a Trump-Biden rematch. And the pain on his face at this question, I feel like is so a lot of people, including myself. Here he is.
If it's a Biden-Trump election, for example?
I think I would not vote for Biden.
He would not vote for Biden. Now, does that mean he'll vote for Trump? I couldn't tell. But He will not be voting for Biden.
Well, I mean, yeah, that didn't give me a clear answer because there's other people running. For all I know, he's going to vote for Marianne Williamson on her astral projection. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
What is that? What does that mean? I'm assuming he's going to vote for Trump because he's a businessman and I hope he has enough clarity that he would vote for Trump in that.
And that he remembers what it was like pre-COVID.
Yeah, and at least Trump believes in free speech, and he's got balls probably the same size as Elon's. They've got similar ball sizes.
He also, and again, this is another hide your kids, hide your wives moment from Elon, but he is sick and tired of people who, like these advertisers, think that they're doing something good for the world when really it's all just about virtue signaling. Here he is.
And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them.
I just love that.
He's 150% correct.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? And the people who are silent, I see a lot of that. I saw it during COVID, and I see it now. And a lot of people who I just no longer talk to, personal like friends of mine, who I'm sorry, but I just can't even stand anymore because they're silent when all this stuff is going on. It's gross to me. Like the world is on fire and you just choose to say nothing. You have children. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Like, why? Because you're afraid to look bad in front of your country club friends or in front of your like other school moms? Stand up for your kids. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's kind of along the same vein as what he's saying. Like, oh God, it just drives me insane.
Well, he's now appeared on the Lex Fridman podcast, I think 4 times. One of them relatively recently. And there was a moment, a very personal moment that happened on that show when Lex Fridman was asking him about, because Elon describes what's happening in his brain at any given time as a storm, as a mind storm. And so you need the context of his discussion with Friedman before you see this other thing I'm going to share my screen with, back to that Andrew Sorkin interview. I did not put the music in this. I don't know why there's music in it. It was added. It's stupid. Just ignore it. But this was the moment where he initially talked about that mind storm with Lex Fridman.
I mean, my mind is a storm, and I don't think most people would want to be me. They may think they would want to be me, but they don't know. They don't understand.
How are you doing?
I mean, overall, okay. In the grand scheme of things, I can't complain.
Do you get lonely?
Sometimes, but my kids and friends keep me company.
So not existential.
There are many nights I sleep alone. I don't have to, but I do.
What lovely questions.
Lex Fridman is an amazing interviewer. I mean, he's just an incredible interviewer.
I mean, seriously, what lovely questions. Like, people just don't ask other people, how are you?
Yeah.
When they interview people like that, God, it's just like, I'm sorry, that just really touched me. Cause like we interview people all the time, and, especially in political world, no one gives a crap how other people are. So that was a really nice line of questioning. I appreciated that,
Well, yeah. I mean, when you describe yourself as having a storm in your mind, I mean, that's a powerful way to describe what's happening inside at any given time.
Yeah.
And so back to this summit interview, and again, this is like an hour 20 minute long interview. I recommend watching the whole thing, but I've got it set to a point that I really want everybody to see, where Andrew Sorkin asks him about that moment on the Lex Fridman podcast. And it just gets even more interesting to me. And so I thought you guys would like this too. Here it is.
So you compose it, I'll post it. Okay, let me ask you this. You were on a podcast about a month ago, And you said something that struck me, and it struck me as accurate, came out of your mouth, so hopefully it is. But I'm hoping we go deep on this.
Just because it came out of my mouth does not mean it's true.
No, but you said my mind is a storm. I don't think most people would want to be me. They may think they want to be me, but they don't know. They don't understand. What did you mean by that? What was your mind being a storm? And I think it. I mean, I have known you for quite some time. I think it is a bit of a storm.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, in as much as a weather metaphor makes sense, my mind often feels like a very wild storm. I mean, I have a fountain of ideas. I mean, I have more ideas than I could possibly execute. So I have no shortage of ideas. Innovation is not the problem. Execution is the problem. I've got a million ideas. I mean, I've got an entire design for an electric supersonic vertical takeoff jet, but I just can't do that as well. I've had that for 10 years. And there's a million things.
But is your storm a happy storm?
No.
It's not a happy storm.
No.
Tell us about that, because I think that actually, when people try to really understand you, I think that there's a lot of this comes from some other place, and I want to talk about that. What do you think that is?
we should need like a psychiatrist couch here or something. I think to some degree I was born this way, and then it was amplified by a difficult childhood, frankly. But I can remember even in happy moments when I was a kid that it just feels like there's just a rage of forces in my mind constantly.
It's really neat because we don't see a lot of innovators anymore.
It must be exhausting, honestly.
Yeah, it must be, but we don't see a lot of I guess in our generation, we've not witnessed a lot of inventors and innovators, we see a lot of people who copy other people and a lot of people who get on TikTok and dance and you know what I'm saying? It's just, there's a lot of influencers and stuff like that. But true innovators and true inventors and people who are making things and creating things, they're few and far between. And he's one of those people. And so it's fascinating to listen to him. It's
fascinating and unreal to think about what's been untapped. Like what he says he's got a design for.
Totally.
And that's just one of a zillion things that he doesn't have the time to execute.
Yeah.
Imagine feeling the weight of the world like that on you, knowing that you could create something that is amazing and helps humanity in some way, and you just don't have enough of yourself to do it.
Yeah, it's you want to ask God and be like, why don't you spread that out in a couple people? Why'd you put it in why'd you put so much in one person? Come on,
I mean,
yeah,
he's a gift to the world in so many ways. And it hurts me. It hurts my heart that he's in pain. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because of it. He's in pain from it. I mean, he's not happy.
He can't get it all out. He has a lot to get out. And I truly believe that he wants good things for people. I think there's a lot of people, especially on the left, who think that he is just an evil guy because he's a rich guy, simply because he's rich. It's just so stupid. I think he wants good things for people. And then he has, he's troubled, I think, sometimes because of all the things that are in his brain. He's trying to get out. It's just really, he's an interesting cat, that guy.
So fascinating. So fascinating.
Yeah.
So I recommend, obviously, highly watching that entire interview. And then I recommend immediately visiting heatholders.com and using code CHICKS to get all your stocking stuffers for all of your family and friends, because they have those amazing socks, you guys. They have, I don't know what the magic is in their sock technology, but they make these 3 different levels of super warm socks. And if you're a person like me whose feet are always cold, This is the greatest thing ever. But they also like this long underwear shirt is also from Heat Holders. So they make this, they make hats, they make long johns, they make gloves. Everything is made with this just attention to keeping you warm. And that is what is so great about heatholders.com. You can get 15% off of any order with Heat Holders by just going to heatholders.com and using code
Best stuff ever, you guys.
Seriously, best stuff ever. Thank you, West Point Daughter. West Point Daughter says, COTR fam, can you please pray for my sister Kim and her family? They found her mother-in-law dead in her home yesterday.
My God.
Investigation is underway. They are absolutely devastated. Oh my God.
I'm so sorry.
That's horrific. And of course, you've got
Prayers
the right
going up.
community here to do just that. Oh my gosh.
I'm so sorry.
That is horrible. Okay. We need to talk about what is happening with BLM. So there was a hullabaloo. I honestly do not know how to process this. I'm going to need your help. So BLM Rhode Island's co-founder, a guy by the name of Mark Fisher, has come out to endorse Trump for president. And there's been reaction, to put it mildly. So first, I'll just show you a clip of Lawrence Jones interviewing Mark Fisher about this decision.
I'm out of Rhode Island, Mark Fisher. Mark, thanks so much for joining the program. This is my favorite story of the day because it identifies with what I've seen in the barbershop. All the brothers, for some reason right now, are turning tides right now. And I just wonder, what is the big reason?
I think personally, it's the duplicity of the Democrats, the hypocrisy. We're not stupid. The brothers are not stupid. We understand when someone's for us and when someone is not. And it's obvious that the Democratic Party is not for us.
Okay, wait, let me just get something straight. So is he still associated with BLM?
According to BLM Rhode Island, no. And we'll see those tweets in just a bit.
Okay. All right.
But he's the co-founder of BLM Rhode Island.
Okay. So he co-founded it and then he walked away.
I don't know what made him leave. I don't know what the terms of the leaving were.
He probably was like, oh, they're Marxist jerks. I'm going to go ahead and leave now because I'm not a Democrat anymore. Because he walked
I
away
don't know. We cannot make that assumption unless you read that somewhere. I don't know. I don't know what the circumstances were.
Well, I just saw the ticker. The ticker said former Democrat. So I'm assuming he's not a Democrat anymore.
But you can't assume he's no longer involved or in favor of BLM just because he's not a Democrat.
Okay,
is my point.
MB57 is saying he didn't leave.
Yeah,
okay.
that's my point. I think that he probably is very much a BLMer still.
Yeah, he needs to stop that.
Well, so this is why I'm so confused by this. So I get confused. Lawrence Jones being like yay, you're a brother and you're for Trump now. But then for Donald Trump, who rightly said all the terrible things about BLM, which he should have said back in the day. We were all saying them, continue to say them. For him to jump on and be delighted about this endorsement is whack to me. And I don't get it.
Yeah, because he doesn't want BLM support.
I would have thought he wouldn't want it. It's like when freaking who's the KKK guy that endorsed him? What's his name?
I know you're talking about. I know.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do, but I like to forget about him. David Duke?
Yes.
Right.
So when somebody like that endorses you, you don't go and say, yay, look at the endorsement I got. Like you say, thank you, but I don't want the support of a horrible Marxist organization.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You say thank you, but no. Thank you, but no. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want it's nice to say, hey, Mark Fisher, I appreciate this, but I don't really want I don't want BLM support because BLM sucks and they're Marxist and I'm not a Marxist. We're not socialist over here on the right. If you could come over to the right, because we got cookies over here, we'll gladly welcome you with open arms and we'll love you. We'll all love you, but we have no time for Marxists. We got no time for that. And that's really how you handle that, right? I mean, that's how you handle that.
I thought so, but now I don't know. Because I know we have a lot of Trump supporters here. what are you guys now making of this? Like, are you now pro
Listen,
BLM?
well,
like, what are we supposed to do with this
is the
information?
thing. Rob Roy is saying that he accepts this guy's support, but not BLM. But it says right here, a great guy, very honored to have his and BLM support. So he is saying that he accepts BLM support.
Those
It's
are his
written
words.
right. It's written right there. So I personally, as somebody on the right, I don't like that. We don't want BLM support. We don't want that.
We don't want association with that absolute sham of an organization at all. They should be disavowed completely. And so I don't understand what to make of this.
This is the organization that like it had visuals of the whole like paratrooping in after all the stuff with Hamas. I mean, we don't want to be associated with BLM. No,
I don't get this at all. Now, obviously, DeSantis was immediately pouncing, like he pounced, right? So, and he wrote, BLM praising Donald Trump and Trump celebrating it makes perfect sense. When BLM was burning down cities and assaulting police officers in cities across this country, Trump did nothing but sit in the White House tweeting law and order. We did it differently in Florida. I didn't just tweet. I took action, called up the National Guard. We were not going to let our cities burn. As president, I will not sit idly by and watch rioters torch American cities. And then after that, that's when BLM Rhode Island came out with their statement saying, we would like to clarify Mark Fisher is not and has never been affiliated with our organization. The views expressed by him in the reference Fox News segment do not reflect the values or beliefs of BLM. So obviously BLM Rhode Island is like, we want nothing to do with Trump. We would like to emphasize Mark Fisher claims association with BLM Rhode Island. Any statements or actions attributed to him should not be conflated with our organization. However, he was the co-founder of it. So there are so many questions about this whole story that I don't have the answers to.
Yeah, I think though he should have just kept BLM out of it and said, thank you so much for your support. So
I've done all this stuff for the Black community.
And perhaps he could have like vetted him and been like, he walked away from BLM and he could have totally used that to his advantage and been like, it's so great you walked away from BLM if that's in fact what he did, which as I'm seeing like that. I mean, I feel like that's probably what this guy did. He walked away. I don't know if he co-founded it and then he walked away. That would have been so great. He could have used that to his advantage and he could have been like, yay for you walking away from that sham of an organization who basically takes money and goes and builds houses with it.
Right.
For the people who, founded it and they scam money off of people. They're horrible. They're Marxists. Shame on them. He could have used that.
BLM as an organization donates to Democrats.
Right.
So when you say, I so appreciate their support, what are you doing? Like, none of it makes any sense to me
no.
at all. It makes zero sense.
Mm-mm.
And so I don't know what to make of it, except to say, this is what happened yesterday all over social media. So
his campaign team, like his staff needs to be on this, but this is the kind of stuff that they're just not doing a good job.
Nobody's ever been able to control his tweeting or truthing.
Well,
now.
it's just, but there need to be people in his ear saying, okay, well, this is who this guy is. I mean, if I were on his staff, I would be like, this is what a comms team does. Is they talk to what I mean? They get together, They say, this is who this guy is. We vetted him. This is what he's doing now. This is how you respond. You can get out there and say it yourself, but here's a unified response that we've talked about. Go. He can tweet if he wants to tweet because he's going to tweet. You can't keep him from tweeting, but my God, just know the facts. Know what's going on. What the hell?
Alexandra, thank you. Alexandra says, I believe, because she's a Trump supporter, so she's weighing in here, thankfully. She says, I believe as a Trump supporter that he is trying to get as many votes as possible so that he wins the election, which of course, right?
Of course
he needs to do that. But isn't that going to alienate people that are on the fence about him? You know what I mean? Because I just don't know how conservatives are supposed to process him being glad to have the support of an organization that we all hate.
Well, you're definitely alienating the Jewish vote with that, because there are a lot of people who saw what happened in the past 4 weeks with BLM Chicago and I mean, that was, so you got a lot of Jewish people who are like, oh, hell nah.
Right.
So that's bad. And then there are a lot of people who absolutely know on our side of the aisle what BLM stands for, which is it's not about, helping Black people. It's not. It's a Marxist organization. So, and he should know that. No, we're not going to move on.
He used to say all the things about BLM,
Right.
and he was absolutely 100% right, which is why this whole thing is so confusing.
It is very, very confusing. So
no sense to me whatsoever. Okay, next. Yesterday we had quite a discussion about the lack, I guess I should say, of women's groups coming out to condemn Hamas and the atrocities that they've committed against women. Like, they're all super quiet. By the way, which reminds me, I just out of curiosity, I checked Ashley Judd's Instagram about this. This is where she posts all the time, because she's all Me Too lady and like women. That's like her big thing. Not a peep about Hamas's atrocities.
I totally forgot all about her and her existence until you just said it.
Sorry.
I mean, it's just like, you have to remind, you haven't talked about
like,
her.
Ashley Judd.
It's been like a year since you've talked about her.
Yeah, I've calmed down my hatred. I mean, no, my hatred hasn't calmed down. I just forget that she exists sometimes.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been quite some time.
There was a CNN reporter asking UN Women, one of the representatives from UN Women, what the deal is. Like, why will you not just simply say this is bad? What Hamas did was unthinkable and awful. Why will you not say that? This is like, it's like another Kamala. Check this out.
Specifically call out Hamas and the mounting evidence now over 7 weeks that Israeli investigators have collected, that we've shown our viewers about the atrocities they committed specifically on October 7th, because I think that's the crux of the issue here. It's not just condemning sexual violence against women and in any war in general. It's specifically what occurred on October 7th, perpetrated by Hamas.
Indeed. UN Women always supports impartial, independent investigations into any serious allegations of gender-based or sexual violence. And within the UN family, these investigations are led by the Office of the High Commissioner of Human Rights. And just to provide a little bit of context in terms of UN Women's role, UN Women specifically provides and has extensive knowledge on gender-based violence, and provides and supports investigations as we do with all UN investigations. And so consequently, in this context and within the UN system, it is the Independent International Commission of Inquiry, which for us has the mandate to investigate all alleged violations.
That chick hates women. She totally hates women. And you know what? She's also afraid of losing her job. That's what she's afraid of. Most of all, she's a complete embarrassment to women. Like, all these chicks have sold their souls.
God. It's just, I mean, you know that they have probably already released a statement about the Palestinian women lives that have been lost. They don't need to do an investigation. They're just taking Hamas's word for it. And yet, with all the video evidence that everyone, like so many journalists have now seen, the horrors, they're like, well, we need to do an investigation first before we can actually say that was wrong.
Yeah. And if this chick ever saw anybody being misgendered or like called by a wrong pronoun, she would be like losing her crap about it.
Yeah.
But God forbid she like takes a stance on this. God, women like this just make me sick.
Just disgusting.
Yeah.
So disgusting. Yesterday, we talked about that 9-year-old little boy at the Chiefs game who had the face paint, and then that Karen Phillips guy from Deadspin tried to basically destroy a child for no reason. And so I can't tell from this clip. I listened to the whole thing. At no time did the father say we're suing, but he did say that an apology is simply not enough. So I'm very hopeful that there's going to be lawsuits from this. But meantime, here is that precious little angel talking about this whole experience to Jesse Waters.
Holden, how are you feeling right now?
It's okay because a lot of kids at school are getting excited, but it's starting to get me a little nervous because if they go a little bit overboard, it's a little scary.
I bet it's scary. It can be a very overwhelming experience. How has the community been in terms of support?
Okay. So far.
Good. And you're a football guy, right? Don't you have practice in a few minutes?
Yeah, we're getting ready to head out the door for All-Star practice.
God bless
What
him.
position do you play?
Wide receiver and free safety.
It's amazing. And how big of a Chiefs fan are you?
Really big.
And what does it
Because we
mean?
went to the Raiders Chiefs game last year, too.
Nice. And what does it mean now that you're feeling all this love from Chiefs Nation? Everyone's going to be wearing red and black on their faces next Sunday.
Really good.
So, Bubba,
he asked me 10 minutes. He asked me 10 minutes ago if he can paint his face before we go live.
I mean, he can do whatever he wants. He's a great patriot. He's a great American, and he's a great fan, and everybody loves Holden. But Karen over at Deadspin doesn't. Bubba, would you like an apology? What would you like from Karen at Deadspin?
You know, I don't even know what to think about that. It's a little too late for that.
Sue everybody.
Sue everybody. Just
Sue them all.
Sue every single person. Sue the crap out of him. That little boy is absolutely precious. God
His
bless
little
him.
voice. It's
so cute. Just what happened to him. He's racist. Screw you, man. Just screw all of them. Sue them all.
Sue them all.
Every
for real.
one of them. This is just ridiculous. It's so dumb. All this is so dumb. It's just melanin. Everybody take all the seats. I'm just so tired of this crap. God bless him.
The other day, we played the trailer for Ladyballers, the new film that's coming out tomorrow from Daily Wire Plus, and the comedy from Daily Wire Plus. And it looks amazing, right? And like clockwork, all of these liberal rags have come out to completely trash it. And they're super mad because the insinuation that this movie makes, I'm not making this up, is that men are better at sports than women.
Oh my God.
So Jeremy Boring was on with Tim Pool to talk about this, and it's hilarious. They both make really great points. Here it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in the name, right? Ladyballers. Here, I'm going to read this from Out, though, because it sets it up well. It says, the premise of Ladyballers seems to be that any out-of-shape 50-year-old white man is, by nature of being a man, a better athlete than any woman could ever hope to be. You see, women are just factually bad at sports, this movie states. First of all, nobody involved in the movie is 50. Second of all, we do not state that women are factually bad at sports. We state that women are factually worse at sports than men.
It's science.
It is. It is truly science.
Don't you trust the science?
Sometimes
men are stronger and faster than women.
And this is why
full stop. The left can't even acknowledge that basic fundamental reality. Since they can't acknowledge that basic fundamental reality, they can't understand why we have any of the opinions that we have. They're not allowed to know that it's true, and so they don't know that it's true.
Well, but then I would ask, why then do they have testosterone limits? Why do they have that standard for? So the reality is, because they do know, they're just lying.
That's right.
Boom.
Yep.
Right?
Of course they know. This is all such a big game. They're like, oh yeah, Dylan Mulvaney is a woman. Everybody knows.
Everybody does.
It's just the emperor's clothes all over again.
Well, they just lie. They're just liars. And Democrats are liars. They just choose to live in their own reality, which is not reality.
Yep.
They lie.
They lie. Also, I saw that in our insiders group, in our local supporter, you asked folks about their favorite Christmas carols.
I did.
And that is so interesting because just yesterday on Twitter, I saw one of my favorite Christmas carols being, let's just say, reimagined.
Okay.
In the best way possible. And so one of the song is Mary Did You Know? I love that song. And it has been reimagined by the great folks at Babylon Bee, and it is everything.
Did you know that your policies would drive us underwater? Biden, did you know that your policies would trans our sons and daughters. Did you know that
so
your
good.
policies will punish what is true? The church that you subscribe to does not subscribe to you. Biden, did you know?
I love his suit. It's just
amazing.
fantastic. I guess
I love it so much.
it's so great. I love if somebody's in
good.
there. Somebody's out there saying tasteless, just
Oh
like
no,
I thought.
is somebody
Oh,
triggered?
do you think we're trash?
Oh no,
You're up
Trump
this early just to
whoppers.
tell us
Oh,
that
no.
in your mom's basement, no less. Bless your heart.
Oh, that's cute.
They're there.
Alexandra, you've been so generous. She says, I agree that BLM is what the KKK wants and that their so-called movement is what keeps Black people on the plantation. All I know is that America is waking up.
Yeah,
The best
it's true.
part of waking up.
It's bone frog in your cup.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
It's time for your double D's.
Okay, I have a couple. The first one is yesterday, my husband made a drive, like a 6-hour drive, to go drop off some radio equipment to some guy who I believe is now a new watcher of our podcast. Yeah.
Yay!
I
Is
say
he here
some guy-
today? Do you
I
think?
honestly don't know. I don't know his name. He's going to have to show himself if he's in here today. But he's going to have to introduce himself. I'm going to have to like talk. Anyways, Greg met him yesterday. He, I believe, works on like B-52 bombers. He's
Those are my favorite.
The guy's like a total badass. Anyways, but hopefully we'll get to meet him. Anyways, he's interested in our show and all that kind of stuff. But when Greg was driving there, he said that something happened to him on the drive because he was driving through all these like backwoods, like Texas roads, and he saw this old these two boards that were together, like some lovely human being made it, and it was like this old rickety board, right? And it said like the world is falling apart right now. One somebody wrote on a like an old board, and then the other board said, "Fight like you're the third monkey, going up the ramp on Noah's Ark." Or trying to get on the ramp to Noah's Ark. And he's like, and I saw that going to meet him. And I thought, well, that's kind of funny. I thought that was kind of a neat thing. So there are there's like sweet human beings out there, like trying to send messages to people. And I thought, okay, that was a nice little like dose of humanity. Right. So there was that. And then the second thing was I saw yesterday, because I do have moments where I'm like, humanity is, as you would say, borked.
Totally
Totally borked. Right. And then I saw this yesterday where I thought, okay, well, when I am down in the pits of despair, then God will send me like something like this. And I saw this sweet, sweet gesture on behalf of a human. 30 hours, you guys. A dog was down in his well for 30 hours. And this lady.
Poor sweet, sweet dog.
I mean, there are good people left in the world, right?
There are,
good
for
people,
sure.
right? I mean,
Yeah, somebody said, now cover that hole. Exactly. We don't need any more creatures falling into that.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's hope for humanity.
There's always hope.
Always hope. They're out there. There are good people out there. You just got to look. You got to look around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just got to look.
Mm-hmm.
There's also really good people at mypillow.com/chicks who are giving huge discounts for the holidays, and they've extended their free shipping offer. So stock up. If you haven't gotten yourself some stuff from mypillow.com/chicks lately, get yourself stuff, get your family stuff, get your friends stuff, get your neighbors stuff. Get stuff with free shipping because that's not going to last forever at mypillow.com/chicks. Make sure to use code chicks. That'll get you the best discounts on all of the stuff. A video that I am about to show you is mind blowing.
Oh my gosh.
So a woman who has chickens was tending to her chickens when she encountered, thank God she was videoing this because she was not expecting what happened to happen, but she was videoing, taking care of her chickens, And there was, as she refers to it, a glitch in the matrix. This is, there's no explanation for what you're about to see. This has been viewed now over 7 million times because it is inexplicable. Watch.
Hello, chickies. Hi, babies. Oh, goodness. Where y'all going? Where are you going? You ready for some grubs? Let's go. It's grub time. What the fool? Why are they all not moving?
What's happening?
I don't know. And she doesn't either.
What is happening right now? Babies?
What is happening?
Guys,
What?
what is happening right now? Chickies,
What?
guys. Oh my God.
I would go over to them. Why is she not going over to them?
Just wait. Because I think she is stunned, speechless. Like she is freaking out, as I would be.
God. I'm so glad I decided to record this. Chickens.
Oh my God.
And normally they obviously respond to her voice.
Now, chickens. Chickens.
This is, I mean,
Why are y'all not moving? Hello?
what? This has to be fake.
No, this is not fake.
This one literally has not stopped moving.
Go up and kick one.
It's not moved at all. The foot is in the same place. Hello?
Why is she not walking up and kicking one?
Oh.
It's driving me crazy.
Oh my God. Chickens. Chickens.
People are saying don't kick. Why not? They're chickens.
Did I do something?
You just tap one with your foot.
Nick. What the?
And then they just went.
Oh my God.
Just like that. They
Hello,
just went.
Chickies.
What the hell?
I mean,
that was the strangest thing ever. And the comments were so funny. Oh my God. The comments, someone was like, they all just decided they were going to do the mannequin challenge right then. Like right then and there.
We all did the mannequin challenge. That everybody's saying that's fake. There's no way that's real.
It's not fake. It's not. It's not fake. She was talking through the entire thing and freaking out.
Yeah, but people have done some pretty amazing things with TikTok videos.
I think she might be right that we're living in a matrix and there was a glitch in it.
I think you've watched way too many documentaries.
Now, Becky says this is an alert stance. They all hear or see something that shouldn't be there. It happens quite often. That's what Becky says. So I don't think it's fake, you guys. I think
chickens, and I've never seen chickens do that together.
She was freaking out, you guys.
Feel like
that was amazing.
I feel like this could be a big scam.
I don't know.
We're all being punked, you guys. I don't trust it.
I don't. I think it's completely real.
If it's on the internet, it must be true, right?
The defenses were up. It is not fake. Chickens do that when predators are near. They must have all heard something or smelled something or seen something or just...
Somebody said it was an alien. Could have been an alien.
It could have been an alien. The thing we don't know, but I believe it. Calm 911 chick says, Mock, you got to stop playing the bee videos while I'm driving. I almost ran off the road laughing. Sorry. Drive safe.
Did you know?
And Shannon says, my chickens do that too, but not usually for that long.
Yeah.
They have phenomenal hearing. So they hear something that we can't and they just freeze. That's what Shannon says. I believe
all
it.
of them
I think
together.
It's completely
That's
real.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Mm-hmm.
My chickens never did that. And I had barred
April
rocks.
says it's a glitch in the Matrix. I also believe that. So listen, that was crazy. Anyway,
all right.
All right. I know I've shown this guy before. This guy who's a sweet, 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 sweet father to his itty bitty baby. And so he decided that he was going to start a TikTok series of like how many days it was going to take to get his little baby to say dada. And happily, it does happen in just one day. It happens on the first day. His reaction is just everything. And I just know you guys will love him. He's such a good dad.
All right. This is day one of aggressively trying to get AJ to say dada because it will be his first word. AJ, can you say dada? And I guess it's day one of him aggressively refusing to say it. What are you what are you doing?
He's
Did
so
you say
cute.
dada? Can you
Oh
say
my God, so cute.
Can you say dada? What is so
No.
funny? Can you say dada? What is this? Can you say dada? What's so funny? Dada.
I think
What
he's
is
pooping.
this,
I think he's
George?
actually
I do
pooping.
too.
I think he's pooping,
Can
you
you
guys.
clap your hands? Clap your hands. Oh, good job! Good job!
He's building up. He's building it up.
Is he going to say it?
Dad.
So
Come on.
close.
Dad.
He did it. He did it. He did it.
He said that. He said that.
Oh man, babies.
Isn't that the sweetest?
So
Oh,
cute.
no, why did it stop? I don't know why it stopped. Now it's just like spinning. But anyway, he said it. You heard it. You saw the reaction. It
So
was
heard
precious,
it.
right?
So heard it.
So a moment of personal privilege, if I may, because that reminded me of when Jackson was having trouble making the B sound. And so I had posted this forever ago. It just reminded me of this because this is I've never seen a baby do this. You guys tell me if you have.
Ba 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 ba.
My God, he was so cute, you guys. So cute. Oh my God.
He's like,
Jackson
not how
was
you say B.
he had so much hair.
So much hair. He was born
Good
with it. He was born
Lord,
with
he had so
all
much
that
hair. I
I
mean,
know.
Gwen didn't have hair until she was 4. Seriously, I'm not
That's
even
not
lying.
true. She had it before 4.
Not even lying. Like maybe 3. Maybe 3 she got hair. And then she has all of it. She has all of her mom's and her dad's
Yeah.
hair. All
She's
of
got
the
all
hair.
the hair for
So
sure.
much of it.
Also, for people who love the Beatles, but also love Lil Jon, this guy will be your favorite thing ever.
To the window, to the wall, till the sweat drop down my balls, till all these bitches crawl. Ski, ski, motherfucker, ski, ski, goddamn it all.
That is so unbelievably inappropriate and awesome at the same time.
That is going to be my new ringtone. I love that.
So great. Oh my God. I wonder how Paul McCartney feels about that.
It's just the greatest thing ever.
So great.
I know everybody loves chompies, and you gotta love some chompies from a combo golden retriever Australian shepherd mix.
My God.
This dog, I love it.
What a gorgeous dog.
Isn't it?
Oh my gosh, that dog. I need it.
I know. I so
need
love
that
it.
dog.
Oh,
my
God, so
gosh.
precious.
Absolutely
Just the most precious.
beautiful.
And such good crunches.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't it pretty? I just love that dog so much.
Beautiful.
There's a little girl who has just learned her Pledge of Allegiance. She has taken some liberties, shall we say, with the words. Not quite spot on just yet, but she's getting there. And so this guy putting up a Christmas tree did a duet with her. And he added the captions, which are hilarious. Hopefully you guys will be able to see them. Oh, the captions aren't showing.
That was awesome.
Isn't she so precious?
I loved it. It was so cute. So cute.
All right, two more. We have the woman who has been, this woman is like out in some, I don't know if it's like a Jeep or whatever, but anyway, she's getting pranked. And those cottontail or cattails out in the wild? Cattails,
yeah.
is what they're called. Yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody gave it to her and told her that it was a wild corn dog. Guys.
No.
It was a wild corn dog.
Oh no.
What do you like about corn?
Why did they do that to her? That's so mean. That is so mean.
It was a wild corn dog.
How do you fall for that?
Oh my gosh.
No.
She must be a city girl. Like she is from LA. That's not okay.
Oh my gosh. And then
Wow.
we've got finishing it off with some huskies, of course.
Of course. Of course.
Fluff off.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Don't even do it.
Oh, it's starting. It's starting.
They're winding up.
Was that a cat? What's in the front?
I think
That one on the floor is about to go. Oh, here we go. Here it goes. How can you live with that? Like seriously, it's every day.
I mean, what do they want?
Olivia said her husky's broken. Hers doesn't do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's probably good, right? Like that's probably good. Michael Parsons, thank you. Michael says the actual quote about the monkey on Noah's Ark is fight like you're the third monkey on the ramp to Noah's Ark, and brother, it's starting to rain.
Starting to rain. Yeah. I don't think the rain part was on there because there wasn't enough room. But I do agree with you. I think that's the full quote, the full real quote. But yeah, it's fight like you're the third monkey trying to get onto the ark. Yeah.
I love it.
I was like, yeah, this is the thing. And then the first one said like the world is basically falling apart. And
the problem is that the third monkey didn't make it. And so it isn't very optimistic or hopeful.
But you got to fight like that third monkey. You got to fight like it. You know that third monkey fought like hell, Mock. You know he did. He fought like hell because it was raining and he was like, I'm getting on that ark. So everybody's got to fight like the third monkey. You know? True.
Anyway, those were your talks for today.
Good talks, Mock. Good talks.
Thanks.
Everybody, we bringing it in. You want me to get Astrid?
For sure.
Let me get her. My stomach is growling, you guys. Can you hear it? Because everybody hear my stomach? It's growling. I'm starving. Hold on a second.
Let me embiggen. There we go. Because we got to get the full Astrid experience. Oh, sorry about winding up your dogs, Mary.
She's coming. She's coming. Oh, are you coming in? You heard the call of the wild. Come here.
Yes.
Oh, it was a good one.
That was a juicy one.
It was a solid, juicy Thursday flap, you guys.
That was awesome. By the way, we are going to be on Monica Crowley's show. I don't know when, because we're recording it today, but I don't know when it's going to actually be available. We'll
Yes,
keep you posted on that. Obviously,
we
we
will.
will repost it.
Excited about that. We have a very busy
Super
day today.
excited.
Yeah, very busy
Yeah,
day. But
very,
we'll be
very
on her
busy.
show, and it's going to be 3 ladies chatting about some stuff.
That's right.
So you guys have a fabulous Thursday. We will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, everybody.